I was crawling through a trench when the sheriff called. Mud in my teeth, blood in my ears. My rifle pressed against my chest like a second spine. His voice cut through the static. "Your daughter's at the precinct." A pause, a throat swallowing something it didn't want to say. "You don't want the details of what your wife's boyfriend did. The whole town is stunned." The line went dead, but his last words lingered. "I'm off the clock. He's all yours." For a long time I didn't breathe. I only listened to the sound of my own pulse, steady, mechanical, like it knew what I was about to do. I wasn't crawling anymore. I was already moving toward the exit, toward the long, black tunnel that would carry me home. And I wasn't flying home to talk. The precinct lights stung my eyes, fluorescent, artificial. They painted my daughter pale and ghost-like. She wouldn't look at me. She didn't need to. Her silence said enough. My wife sat across the room, mascara cracked, hands folded like a schoolgirl begging forgiveness. She spoke, but I heard nothing. My gaze cut past her, straight through the cheap walls, into the shadow of the man who wasn't here, the man who thought my blood was too far away to matter. Betrayal is never loud. It's quiet. It hides in the way she flinched when I walked in the way she avoided my eyes, in the way she held her breath as if I could smell him on her skin. I said nothing. I signed the papers, took my daughter home, put her to bed in silence, and then I poured a glass of water, sat at the kitchen table, and let the weight of every detail stack itself into place. She'd invited a stranger into my home, into my family, into my daughter's life. And when he showed his teeth, she let him. I didn't rage. Rage was wasteful. Instead, I observed. I watched her phone, the way it lit up when she thought I wasn't looking, the sudden trips to the store, the hushed tone when she answered, stepping outside, shutting doors. I counted lies the way a hunter counts footprints. Each one led me closer. I made calls, quiet ones, to men who owed me favors, to labs that didn't ask why a father wanted DNA checked against a toothbrush, a hairbrush, a shirt sleeve. I smiled at dinner, kissed my daughter goodnight, and while she slept, I sat in the dark, scrolling through call logs, tracing messages, reading promises written in the language of cowards. She thought she was clever. She thought I was blind. But I had patience, and patience is sharper than any blade. The envelope arrived at dawn, thin, harmless, but inside, the truth bled ink across paper. Her lover, my wife, the secret life they thought they owned. I set the report on the table, waited for her to wake. She stumbled into the kitchen, robe half-tied, hair tangled. She froze when she saw me. I didn't speak. I only slid the paper across the table. Her eyes flicked down, red, stopped. The color drained from her face. Her lips parted, but no sound came. A whimper, maybe. The sound of glass cracking under pressure. I watched her unravel, piece by piece. Her hands shook, her mouth trembled, her chest rose like a drowning woman desperate for air. And I was calm. She whispered, "Please, I can explain." I almost laughed. But instead I leaned forward. My voice was low, steady, a surgeon's hand guiding a scalpel. "You don't explain betrayal. You just live in it." Her tears came fast, soaking the paper, smearing the ink, as if ruining the evidence might erase the truth. But truth doesn't dissolve. It stains. I rose slowly, chair scraping across the tile. "You thought I wouldn't know, that I'd be too far, too blind, too loyal." My eyes burned into hers. "But you forgot what I do best. I watch. I wait. I strike." I left the report with her trembling hands, a mirror she couldn't smash, a truth she couldn't bury. I walked out. The morning air was cold, sharp in my lungs, cleansing me of the last threads that bound me to her. Behind me, I could still hear her sobs echoing in the house, but they no longer reached me. She'd chosen her shadow. I was only dragging her into the light. And now that she was exposed, stripped of her lies, I felt nothing. Not anger, not grief, only clarity. Some betrayals break you, some remake you. I had no pity left, only distance. And as I stepped into the silence of my new life, one truth carved itself into my chest like scripture. She would live every day in the wreckage she built, and I would never return.